Welcome to the Soul Forge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Sean Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the Soul Forge.
Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of the Soul Forge podcast. I am your host, Sean Vanderloo. This is just a quick introductory episode to let you know what the Soul Forge podcast is and who I am. The Soul Forge is basically a mental construct or a guiding image, something that helps us to reach our dreams and our goals, turn our desires into a reality, to make us better people. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do it on the forge. And what exactly is a forge? It's something that a blacksmith uses to turn a raw lump of metal into a desired shape. The blacksmith hammers it, and he shapes it, and he tempers it, and he creates whatever image is in his mind. He turns that into reality, and that's what we're going to do here. And why Soul Forge? What is a soul? Nothing spiritual, nothing religious, just the essential nature of who we are, the soul of the matter, the heart of the issue, who we are as individuals. That's our soul. So the Soul Forge podcast is here. I'm going to be your guide. And who am I? I'm just a guy who's been through a lot of life. And as the episodes progress, you're going to get to know a little bit more about me. And we're going to get to know a little bit about each other. And with your interaction, we're going to create something special here. We're going to forge it together. And there are many ways to get a hold of the podcast. The first one, of course, is the email address that you can reach us at, which is soulforgepodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter at soulforgepod. Now, Twitter has a limitation on letters, so it couldn't be Soulforge Podcast. I just had to make it Soulforge Pod. But the email address is soulforgepodcast. You can contact me on Instagram if you'd like as well. I have a personal account there. It's Darth Vaderloo. That's DarthVaderloo. Kind of a little play on my last name. It's supposed to be funny. Hope you're amused. And of course, you can always get a hold of us on Facebook at Soul Forge Podcast. We have a Facebook page right there for you to interact and ask questions. So please join me on the Soul Forge podcast. You can leave us a 5-star review in the iTunes store, of course. That's always appreciated to help get the word out. So tune in again next time. Each episode will have a story from my life on my journey to become the person that I am. It might have something to do with loss or memories or sex or dating, joy, heartache, or any other number of topics. You never know what you're going to get here on the Soul Forge podcast. So please feel free to contact me, get a hold of me. I will tell you anything that you want to know. This is my attempt to be as truthful as possible as a person can be. I know a lot of people are afraid to talk about experiences that they may have gone through, that they may think they're alone in. Nobody is alone, and we've all gone through similar things. I'm going to give you my perspective on things. Hopefully that'll help you out. Maybe other listeners can respond as well. Send an MP3 if you can, and we'll have some interaction here, and it'll be a lot of fun. So this is the introductory episode of the Soul Forge podcast, and we will talk to you soon. And remember, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
The Soul Forge,